Hey, thanks for jumping into this week's 2 by Tuesday. Today, we are exploring a question, an idea that comes out of Jenny Blake's new book, Free Time, which is being released today, if you're watching this, on the 22nd of March, 2022. And I love this book. I love this book. The tagline is lose the busy work and love your business. What I wanted to do today is talk about something that I have been thinking about ever since reading this book and ever since Jenny explored it. And that is the concept of the Fiji test. So I'll read these 2 sentences to you. The Fiji test: continually make ourselves replaceable. If any team member were to get whisked off to a 3-week surprise vacation with no devices and no ability to give notice, could the rest of the team seamlessly step in and take over the role? To achieve this, each person works toward making themselves replaceable every day. So we're going to map this. By the way, this 2 by Tuesday, this grid today isn't part of Jenny Blake's book. I've just taken the concept of the Fiji test and worked a matrix in to explore what this might look like for you in your business. By the way, I totally recommend grabbing this book. There's a reference here to First Time Facilitator in the chapter around non-linear breakthroughs. It's a wonderful read. Not only that, it is a great manual for actually freeing up your time. And as Alan Weiss says, true wealth is discretionary time. Okay, let's look at the 2 axes here. What I'm doing for the Fiji test is actually taking a very famous 2 by 2 module, which is the effort to reward ratio. But in this instance, effort, which is on the y-axis, actually, I'm going to relate that to time. So it's actually the time taken. And down the bottom is the reward to create this. So on the y-axis, we have up the top here, a lot of time, right? So that's like up high. And then down the bottom is not a lot of time. Okay, so those are the 2 extremes on the time axis. On the reward axis, we have you get a lot of reward from doing the thing, or you're not really getting any reward or returns from putting that time in. Let's map this across. So free time, do you pass the Fiji test? What we'll do is we'll map where that is. So if you're putting in minimal time, right? So you're off in Fiji, yet things in your business are actually getting better as a result. So what this means is you're in Fiji, but it's not as if you're sitting out of office and nothing is moving. While you're in Fiji, relaxing, getting massages and snorkeling, your business is doing amazing. You're getting responses from things. It's like you're there, but you're not, right? So you're enjoying your time in Fiji. So therefore, you're getting a lot of reward for minimal effort because you're not even connected. Therefore, you pass Jenny Blake's free time Fiji test. We'll go to the opposite of that, where if you're putting in a significant amount of time, but you're not getting the reward, what I call this is, where is the payoff? And asking yourself that question. Now, the tough thing about a lot of the work that we do is everyone says, oh, it's all about consistency. So if you're just starting off, you're probably not getting, let's just say you're starting a new podcast, you might not be getting many downloads. And you know that over time, perhaps things could improve, but you're not too sure. You don't see those results yet. What I would ask yourself is, are you getting a payoff by continuing the process? When I started First Time Facilitator, of course, it really wasn't about the downloads. It was about the conversations and my learning. So I still was getting a payoff for myself in terms of my growth. So there was a payoff there, but just ask yourself that question. If you're doing something, you're not really growing, you're not building relationships, and you're putting in a lot of effort, maybe evaluate what that might look like. In the top right here, where you've got a high reward, like you're getting a lot of reward, but you're only getting that reward when you're putting in the same amount of time. That is when you're converting time to money, right? That's the phrase where time is money actually is ringing true for you, because, and you think of lots of stores, right? They're a cafe 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So while they're open for operation, that's when they're getting money. When they're closed, they're not earning anything, but they're still paying all these overheads. So think about your business. Are you stuck into that trap of, I'm only making money when I'm putting in the effort? Then you want to start looking at sort of passive income streams or ways of creating systems that operate while you're not having to actively like press play or press start or keep things moving and be that fuel for momentum. And then bottom left here is when you're not getting any reward, but you're not really putting in effort either. I find a lot of like social media can be a bit like this. It's a little bit throwing spaghetti against a wall. You're not really sure what happens. Sometimes it hits. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm just calling this distractions, because they kind of take your focus away from building something sustainable that can help you pass the Fiji test. So what we have here, the 2 axes, which are high reward or low reward, linked to the amount of effort and time you're putting in, time high and time low. If you pass the Fiji test, congratulations to you. You're getting lots of rewards by not actually having to put in time. So how do you create that? I mean, my answer will be simply like, this is the manual. Read the book Free Time by Jenny Blake, which is out today. She talks about how you can create a delightfully tiny team, create the systems. I was recently, only last week, on a call with her, figuring out my Notion dashboard. So using systems, tools, and processes to create that. Particularly if you're in the time is money space where you actually know that, wow, I'm getting a reward. This is fantastic. Yet it's all as a result of my effort. I think if you're at that stage, you really need to read Jenny's book and figure out what you need to do to create those moments for, if you do get whisked to Fiji or something happens with your family and you can't physically be there to push all the buttons. On the left here, where is the payoff is thinking about, okay, I'm doing this thing. I'm not seeing rewards right now, but I mean, that could be from an external sense. I'm not seeing sales. I'm not seeing bookings. I'm not seeing likes or whatever. I'm not seeing the payoff come through. Look, by the way, if you actually are getting likes and that's not converting to income, I would still ask yourself, where is the payoff here? Because you can't pay your mortgage off likes. So where is the payoff? But that's sort of two questions, the external stuff, but also the internal. Are you growing or learning? Or is this just, look, I'm doing this, I'm putting all this time in, I'm not too sure. And then down the bottom, distractions. A lot of the distractions I have, like scrolling Instagram, is like, yeah, it takes no effort for me to do that. But I might be putting in 30 minutes, but that's time that's taking me away from moving into creating those systems and processes that really should be front of mind for me right now, as I try to scale and build. So what are the distractions and how can you minimize those as well? I mean, that's another great book, Indistractable by Nir Eyal. That is today's 2 by Tuesday. Think about where you are at the moment. Think about what you might have to do and consider. And you can apply this more broadly across your business, but you can also take a specific project that you're working on and thinking like, okay, I might be running a membership site. Is the payoff, like the amount of time I'm putting into it, and is the payoff there? I'm creating a podcast. I'm doing all this stuff on YouTube. What's the payoff for me? If you're in time is money, think about those systems, the teams. Is it time for you to sort of outsource and look outside and start documenting your process and creating manager manuals? Read Free Time, you'll love it. If you pass the Fiji test, I hope someone whisks you away to Fiji very soon. Thanks for being here and spending your free time with me. I look forward to seeing you on next week's 2 by Tuesday.